Brace yourself, gentlemen. Your future, your legacy, your peace, your very existence, hangs on a single decision, the woman you choose to let into your life. History is littered with the wreckage of men who built empires only to watch them crumble because they trusted the wrong partner. I'm not here to coddle you with fairy tales of love or promises of happily ever after. I'm here to arm you with the ruthless wisdom of Machiavelli, a man who saw through the illusions of human nature. One wrong move, one moment of weakness, and you're not just risking a broken heart, you're gambling your destiny. Today, you'll learn to see beyond the surface, to wield strategy like a blade, and to choose a woman who elevates your life, not one who drags you to ruin. This is your wake-up call. Let's dive into the dark art of selection and uncover truths society won't dare whisper. Machiavelli cut through the fog of deception with a razor-sharp truth: most men judge by what they see, not what lies beneath. A beautiful face, a charming smile, a soft voice, these are weapons women wield to cloud your judgment. But beauty without substance is a trap, a glittering lure that hooks the naive. I've watched countless men fall for polished exteriors, only to discover too late the emptiness within. A woman's true value isn't in her looks, it's in her patterns, her actions, her character. Observe how she treats others, the waiter, her family, even strangers. Does she respect discipline, or does she mock it? Does she speak with kindness behind closed doors, or does she tear others down? I've learned this the hard way: a woman who shines only on the surface is a ticking bomb, waiting to detonate your dreams. Machiavelli urged us to see what others miss, to pierce the veil of appearances. So, train your eyes to spot the red flags: laziness, disloyalty, a lack of values. Don't be the fool who buys the facade. Instead, become the strategist who tests, observes, and decides with cold clarity. Look for a woman whose mind is sharp, whose loyalty is ironclad, and whose actions align with your vision. My own journey taught me this. I once chased beauty, ignoring the chaos beneath, and paid the price in lost time and shattered focus. You don't have to. Choose wisely, and you build a foundation. Choose poorly, and you dig your own grave. The stakes are that high. Now, let's talk about respect for authority. A woman who sees your strength as a threat rather than a shield is a storm waiting to wreck your life. I've seen men crumble because they paired with partners who challenged their every move, not to build, but to compete. If she can't honor your leadership, she'll erode your foundation. Watch how she reacts when you set boundaries. Does she adapt, or does she fight? Does she offer wisdom, or just defiance? In my experience, a woman who respects masculine order brings stability, amplifying your mission. One who doesn't breeds chaos, turning your kingdom into a battleground. Reflect on this. Society often pushes women to demand equality in ways that undermine partnership. But true alignment isn't about power struggles, it's about mutual growth. I've counseled friends who ignored this, watching their dreams dissolve in arguments and disrespect. Don't let that be you. Select a woman who sees your vision as a castle to protect, not a wall to tear down. Your legacy depends on it. Let's dig deeper into character under pressure. Boredom reveals truth like nothing else. When the excitement fades, when the gifts stop, when attention isn't constant, who is she then? I've known women who sparkled in the spotlight but unraveled in silence, starting fights just to feel alive. A high-value woman creates value in quiet moments, reading, building, reflecting. She doesn't need chaos to feel relevant. I recall a relationship where boredom turned my partner into a whirlwind of petty drama, draining my energy and focus. It taught me to seek a woman who brings peace, not a fuse waiting to ignite. Test her in stillness. Does she hold steady, or does she crumble? Machiavelli's wisdom echoes here: wise men act before the storm hits. Don't wait for trials to expose her. Watch her now, in the mundane, and you'll see her core. A woman who masters her emotions in calm will stand by you when life gets rough. Anything less, and you're signing up for destruction. Next, confront the lie society sells, that a woman's past doesn't matter. Nonsense. Her history is your crystal ball. A pattern of betrayal, a trail of broken commitments, these aren't accidents, they're predictions. I've seen men ignore this, believing their love was the magic fix, only to find the same knife in their back. Machiavelli knew promises of the past shape the present. If she's left chaos in her wake, don't expect peace in your future. I once overlooked a partner's reckless history, thinking I'd be the exception. I wasn't. Her habits didn't change, they just turned on me. Don't be blinded by hope. Scrutinize her choices, her exes, her friendships, her values. Does she share your mission, or does she mock it? Does she build, or does she consume? Your vision demands a partner who aligns, not a parasite who distracts. The cost of ignoring this is steep, your destiny, traded for fleeting pleasure. Choose a woman whose path mirrors yours, and you'll forge something unstoppable. Finally, the coldest truth, if she doesn't fear losing you, she won't value you. I've lived this. Early in my dating life, I was too available, too eager, and watched respect slip away. A woman who knows you'll stay no matter what grows careless, even contemptuous. Machiavelli saw this in power dynamics, value comes from scarcity. If your presence is a given, it's worthless. Test her, say no, step back, withdraw your time. Does she respect your space, or manipulate to regain control? I've learned a woman who rises to meet your standards, who fears your absence, becomes a partner worth having. Don't beg for loyalty, command it by being a man of value. Walk away if she falters, not to punish, but to protect your worth. This isn't cruelty, it's survival. You're a kingdom, and your gates must be iron. Guard your time, your energy, your mission. The wrong woman doesn't just waste years, she buries your potential. Be ruthless, be strategic, and build a legacy that lasts. Gentlemen, power isn't a game in relationships, it's the foundation. You either hold it or you lose it. I've watched men hand over their strength, wrapped in pretty words like compromise or partnership, only to become shadows of themselves. Machiavelli was blunt, it's safer to be feared than loved if you can't have both. This isn't about cruelty, it's about respect. A woman who doesn't honor your authority will turn your life into a battlefield. I've seen it in my own circle, guys who bent to appease, thinking love would fix disrespect, only to end up broken, their dreams sidelined. Early in my own path, I tried to fix a partner's chaos with patience, only to realize I'd surrendered my power. Never again. Test her reaction to your boundaries. Say no. Limit your time, your attention, your resources. Does she adapt with grace, or lash out with guilt and tears? I've learned a high-value woman respects your frame, aligning with your leadership. She doesn't see your strength as a threat but as a pillar to lean on. Society's trained many to expect men to serve endlessly, catering to emotional whims. But you're not a servant, you're a builder. I recall a friend who tolerated disrespect, thinking it was love, only to lose his business, his focus, and his self-respect. Don't make that mistake. Power isn't negotiated, it's commanded. If she challenges your vision without wisdom, if she competes instead of compliments, walk away. Your mission demands alignment, not opposition. Machiavelli warned that men who fail to secure their power become slaves to the forces they tried to tame. I've felt the sting of this, giving too much, shrinking myself to keep peace, only to watch her grow bolder in her chaos. Never again. A woman who respects your authority strengthens your empire. She doesn't fight your rules, she thrives within them. Consider this, a man's strength is his castle, and a woman's role is to fortify, not invade. I've observed couples where the man led with clarity, and the woman followed, building something greater together. But when roles reverse, chaos reigns. Test her early, set a boundary, watch her response. Does she honor it, or manipulate? Does she value your time, or demand it all? In my youth, I ignored these signs, thinking I could handle the drama. I couldn't. It drained my energy, derailed my goals. Learn from me, a woman who can't respect your leadership will cost you everything. Choose one who sees your power as a shelter, not a shackle, and you'll build a legacy worth having. Let's get real, anyone can shine when the spotlight's on. Gifts, dates, constant attention, most women play the part perfectly then. But boredom? That's the crucible of character. I've seen it time and again, a woman who's charming when entertained but a nightmare when the excitement fades. Does she create value in quiet moments, or does she stir drama to feel alive? I once dated someone who thrived on chaos. When life got calm, she'd pick fights, demand attention, anything to fill the void. It exhausted me, pulled me from my path. Machiavelli's wisdom rings true, the wise act before the fool's forced to. Test her in stillness. Does she read, reflect, build? Or does she crave chaos, igniting arguments for relevance? A high-value woman brings peace, not a storm. I've learned to watch how she handles downtime. Does she hold steady, or unravel? In my experience, the woman who masters boredom stands firm when life gets tough. Real trials, job loss, stress, setbacks, expose her core. Does she support your mission, or collapse into panic? I recall a partner who seemed perfect until pressure hit. She turned inward, blaming me for every hardship. It taught me to seek a woman who's steady, not a time bomb. Reflect on this. Society often glorifies drama, but peace is power. A woman who can't sit with silence will wreck your focus when challenges come. I've counseled men who ignored this, pairing with partners who thrived on conflict, only to lose their drive, their clarity. Don't be them. Watch her in the mundane. Does she add value, or drain it? Does she respect your space, or cling to you like a lifeline? I've seen the difference. A friend's wife held their home together during his career slump, while another's partner spiraled, dragging him down. The lesson? Choose a woman who builds in calm and stands in storms. Your empire needs a partner, not a saboteur. Society's fed you a lie. Her past doesn't matter. It's insecure to care, they say. I call nonsense. Her history is your roadmap. Machiavelli knew a promise given reflects the past, a word broken predicts the present. If she's betrayed before, don't expect loyalty now. I've watched men ignore this, believing their love was unique, only to face the same patterns: disrespect, chaos, betrayal. I made that mistake once, overlooking a woman's reckless past, thinking I'd change her. I didn't. Her habits held firm, and I paid the price in wasted time, lost focus. Look at her choices: exes, friends, values. Does she admire strength, or mock it? Does she speak well of family, or carry bitterness? I've seen women charm early on, only for resentment to surface later, turning partnership into rivalry. A friend married someone with a trail of broken commitments, hoping he'd be different. He wasn't. Her past screamed his future: chaos, lies, and a drained spirit. Don't be blinded by hope. Scrutinize her patterns. If she's left destruction before, she won't build with you. Values matter most. Your mission, your discipline, your legacy, demands alignment. If she rolls her eyes at your ambition, if social media trumps your goals, walk away. I've learned this: a woman who doesn't share your vision derails it. I once stayed with someone who mocked my drive, and it dulled my edge, cost me months of progress. Never again. Choose a woman whose path mirrors yours, whose actions prove her worth. Her past isn't just history, it's your warning. Heed it, or lose everything. Here's the coldest truth I've learned: if she doesn't fear losing you, she won't value you. Machiavelli saw it: value comes from scarcity, from consequence. I've been the guy too available, too eager, and watched respect fade. A woman who knows you'll stay, no matter her disrespect, grows careless, even cruel. Early in my journey, I clung to a relationship, giving endlessly, only to see her grow colder, bolder, testing my limits. It taught me, power lies in your willingness to walk away. Test her. Say no. Step back. Withdraw your time, your attention. Does she respect your space, or manipulate with guilt, tears, promises? I've seen the difference: a woman who fears losing you rises, her tone softens, her loyalty sharpens. But one who knows you're a fixture. She'll crush you, not because she's evil, but because nature tests what's weak. I've counseled men who begged for loyalty, shrinking themselves, only to become emotional doormats. Don't. Command respect by valuing yourself. Machiavelli taught that men feared are respected, their absence felt. Be that man. Stop rewarding chaos with attention. Stop begging for scraps. I've learned a woman who values you aligns with your mission, rises to your standards. If she doesn't, walk, not to punish, but to protect your worth. You're a kingdom, and your gates must hold. I've seen men lose everything: time, energy, dreams, because they feared loss more than they valued themselves. Be ruthless. Your legacy demands it. Your purpose isn't her, gentlemen. It's your mission, your discipline, your empire. I've seen men flip this, making a woman their center, only to lose respect and direction. Machiavelli warned, a man without wisdom can't be wisely led. I've watched friends orbit partners, sacrificing goals for approval, only to be despised. Women trust men who chase their mission, not their affection. I once made that mistake, prioritizing a relationship over my drive, watching her grow distant as I shrank. Never again. A high-value woman thrives in your absence, holds the line, multiplies your efforts. Test her, step back. Does she collapse into chaos, or rise in discipline? I've seen the contrast: a partner who crumbled without my constant presence, draining me, versus one who built alongside me, respecting my path. Choose the latter. Your mission is your North Star. If she tempts you to stray, skip the gym, neglect your goals, she's a liability. I've learned a woman who strengthens your frame, who aligns with your vision, is rare but worth finding. Guard your fortress. Time, energy, resources, these are yours to protect. Machiavelli urged rulers to secure their borders, and you must too. I've seen men fall, not to enemies, but to the wrong woman in their bed. Be strategic. Select ruthlessly. Your legacy, your peace, depends on it.